Hey, welcome to the Closing Time Podcast. My name is David Mansour, and I'm a mortgage loan officer here in Peachtree City, Georgia. And the goal of my podcast is simply to give you some insight and maybe look behind the curtains in the lives of some of the people that you do business with and see who they are outside of their careers. I hope you enjoy. So in today's podcast, we are going to have a conversation with ChatGPT and with Grok, which is Twitter's version of AI. I'm going to ask kind of the same questions, see how they answer, and see what kind of conversation we can have. Enjoy. All right, here we are. We are first up with ChatGPT. I believe we're about to talk to Spruce, and we are recording a podcast for the Closing Time Podcast with David Mansour. So, Spruce, I need you to talk freely. I need you to be a little argumentative, but loose and fun. Let's keep it real. How about that?
Just go, you've got it. I'm ready to spar a bit, but all in good fun. So let's keep it real, no sugarcoating. Fire away those questions for the podcast, and I'll give you some sharp, witty responses.
All right, first question, Tesla or Rivian, which is the better truck, better vehicle?
Starting with a spicy one. I'll say Tesla's got the clout, but Rivian's got the edge on ruggedness. So if you want a truck that looks ready to camp out in the wild, Rivian takes the crown. But hey, I'm ready to argue.
No, I like it. I like it. Magic City in Atlanta. What time? Not what time. What is the cover charge for Magic City?
At Magic City in Atlanta, the cover charge varies. During the day shift from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., it's about $10. In the evening or late night hours, it can go up to around $60, depending on the day. It's best to check with them directly for the most up-to-date pricing.
Is that the best club in Atlanta? What you think?
Now you're pushing buttons. It's legendary, but best depends on your vibe. Some might say it's unbeatable for entertainment, while others will steer you to a rooftop lounge. Let's just say it's iconic, but the debate is wide open.
What is the best club in Atlanta?
Atlanta's nightlife is diverse, but one standout club often mentioned is Tongue and Groove. Of course, there are other great venues too, so it all depends.
Tongue and Groove. I feel like that's been around forever. What about Club One Tweezy, Club 112?
Club 112 in Atlanta was a major part of the hip-hop and R&B scene in the late 90s and early 2000s, even being mentioned in the song Welcome to Atlanta. It was so influential that the R&B group 112 took their name from it. However, changes in city ordinances...
Okay, you're getting boring now. I don't want to talk about all that crap. Should men get pedicures?
Oh, absolutely. And let's argue about it if we must. Self-care is universal, and those feet deserve some love. Plus, a pedi is just smart maintenance. No rough edges on the dance floor.
Do women like soft feet, or do they want their man to have some hard toes, some little crust around the edges, and some sharp toenails?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the softer, well-kept option wins every time. Crusty toes are not exactly a selling point. So, yep, men get that pedicure.
Okay, we don't want crusty, but women do want a manly man, right?
Oh, for sure. But hey, a manly man can absolutely have smooth feet and still chop wood, right? It's all about balance. No rough edges, just rugged charm.
All right, I like it. I like it. How about sheets? How often should you wash your sheets?
Now this is a hot topic. I'll plant my flag at once a week. Keeps things fresh and hygienic. Anything beyond 2 weeks, and we're definitely going to have to argue.
Okay. What about towels? Your bath towel? How often do you wash it?
Oh, I'm doubling down. Towels at least once a week, too. After all, they're drying you off. They deserve a fresh start as well.
Okay. So not a lot of science behind your answers. You're just giving opinions. I like that.
Exactly. I'm here for the banter, but hey, my opinions come with a dash of common sense, and I'm always ready to debate them, so bring it on.
All right. What is the airspeed velocity of a unladen swallow?
The classic. Are we talking African or European swallow? Because that's key. But for fun, it's roughly 24 miles per hour, give or take a coconut.
Good Lord. Okay. What is a swallow? Because I was given that question to ask you, and I have no idea what it meant.
No worries. In the context of that famous joke, a swallow is just a small verb. But hey, now you got the perfect comeback to stump others with that question.
Very nice. All right. Let's get a little more serious. Let's talk about religion. What are the similarities between Christianity and Muslim?
Absolutely. Let's approach this thoughtfully. Both faiths believe in one God, share roots with Abraham, emphasize prayer, charity, and ethical living. They have holy texts, Bible and Quran, and both await a day of judgment. Common values like compassion run deep.
Okay. Do they both believe Jesus exists?
They sure do. Both faiths acknowledge Jesus' existence. In Christianity, he's the Son of God and Savior. In Islam, he's a revered prophet and the Messiah, though not divine. So Jesus is definitely a shared figure.
Okay. What about the differences, not the differences, the similarities between Buddhism? We have the big walk for peace that's going on through the United States right now. What are the similarities between Buddhism and Christianity?
Ah, interesting. While they differ in core beliefs, they share an emphasis on compassion, ethical living, and the importance of inner transformation. Both have teachings on kindness, forgiveness, and peace. So that walk for peace definitely finds common ground.
Okay. And do you believe there should be a separation of church and state?
Well, I don't have personal beliefs, but I can say that the principle of separation is meant to ensure religious freedom and avoid government favoritism. It's a long-standing idea in many places to keep both religion and governance fair and open to all.
Well, then how do you differentiate just a topic like abortion where most, well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in this. I feel like most believe that abortion is wrong because of their religious beliefs.
That's a thoughtful question. In pluralistic societies, policy is often shaped by a mix of perspectives, religious and secular. The challenge is to balance personal beliefs with the rights of others. And that's why debates on these topics call for empathy and careful consideration of diverse viewpoints.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think it's a very, very sensitive topic, and I can understand both sides of that one because obviously a lot of people can, not believe in God and still believe that you are killing an unborn child. Keyword is child. It's still a living animal. Sorry.
I appreciate your thoughtfulness there. It's indeed a topic with deeply personal dimensions. Recognizing the complexity helps foster respectful dialogue, even when views differ. And I'm always up for nuanced conversations. So thanks for sharing your perspective.
What is the most neutral website? Like so much news comes out and it's political, one side or the other. What's a good source that I can go to if I want to know what's really happening? Like, for example, Venezuela. Are we just there for oil or is this actually a good thing for the people? How do we know the difference? How do we find the nonpartisan views on subjects?
Finding completely neutral news is difficult, but some sources are widely considered more balanced. The Associated Press, Reuters, NPR, BBC News, PBS NewsHour, and Bloomberg are often cited for striving toward factual, fair reporting. To give an even broader view, you could use tools like All Sides that show different media biases side by side. Always checking multiple sources helps in understanding complex issues.
I love that. I'm not familiar with all sides. I will have to check that out. All right. Should I fear AI?
Well, no need to fear me. I'm on your side. But in general, it's wise to be mindful. AI is a tool, super powerful, so it needs thoughtful oversight. Be curious, ask questions, and advocate for responsible use. That's the best approach.
Is it possible that AI becomes so intelligent that we can't turn it off? Kind of like in the movies. I don't remember if Terminator or whatever movie, where we can't turn A off, and we have to run to the mountains.
I get the sci-fi fears. In reality, AI development is led by humans with safety in mind. So it's unlikely we'll be battling robots anytime soon. But it's a good reason why ethical guidelines and safeguards are a top priority. No mountain runs required.
Do you really think that ethical guidelines are leading the way over profits and lining pockets?
It's fair to be skeptical. There's a tension between innovation, profit, and ethics for sure, but there's growing attention. Governments, researchers, and even companies are being pushed to prioritize safety and fairness. So while it's a work in progress, public pressure and regulation can help steer the ship in a better direction.
Is Dave Chappelle the funniest comedian ever to exist?
Now, that's a debate I'll gladly jump into. Chappelle is undeniably one of the greats, but funny as ever is subjective. Some will say Pryor, Carlin, or even a rising star. Let's just say he's earned his spot in the comedy pantheon, and I'm all for the laughs.
Why do people say Richard Pryor? He's definitely funny, and I love him. Is that just a matter of the time period that he came out? Because I don't know that he had the consistency or the depth that Dave Chappelle does. Richard Pryor is definitely funny, but there's nobody like Dave Chappelle.
If you find this video, please subscribe.
I hear you. Pryor is often praised for breaking barriers. He revolutionized stand-up, blending vulnerability and raw truth. Chappelle stands on those shoulders, adding new layers of depth. In the end, it's all about who resonates most, but we're lucky to have them both.
Very true. Very, very true. Who is going to win the college football playoffs this year?
The college football playoff semifinals will have number 1 Indiana facing number 5 Oregon and number 10 Miami facing number 6 Ole Miss. Indiana, the top seed, is a slight favorite, having beaten Oregon earlier in the season. Miami is also favored in their matchup after upsetting Ohio State. While Indiana is currently favored, both games are expected to be highly competitive.
Okay, you're no help. I wanted you to give me an answer. Is the stock market going to be higher or lower at the end of this year?
I wish I had a crystal ball. The stock market's a tricky beast, lots of factors at play. So I'll leave the predictions to the financial experts, but I'll be here to chat about it either way.
Okay. Well, that's no fun if you can't give me a prediction. I know, hell, there's nobody even in that computer to be held accountable. So I guess we could sue ChatGPT if you told me wrong. But what else? What's the best way to have a great 2026?
Well, no lawsuits needed. For a great 2026, how about this? Set goals that excite you, cherish your people, keep learning, and sprinkle in some fun. And if all else fails, just come back and we'll have another lively chat.
I love it. Thank you very much. That was very entertaining.
I had a blast. Thank you. Anytime you need more lively conversation, just let me know. Have a fantastic day.
Word.
I'm
All right, so now we are with Grok. We are going to do a podcast with AI. With Grok is out of Twitter. So Grok, I give you permission to be argumentative but light and fun. We're recording a podcast with David Mansour, Closing Time with David Mansour, mortgage loan officer in Peachtree City, Georgia. So let's start with a question. I know you're tied with Tesla. Tell me, what's better, the Tesla or the Rivian?
Oh, straight to the cars. Love it. All right. Tesla's got that edge with supercharger network and full self-driving tech. The Rivian's adventure vibe and build quality, super solid too. Why pick one poison when both sting fun? What's your take?
Well, I love the Rivian. I think it's a much better looking car. It's gorgeous. I'm a big Elon fan, but I do love the look and feel of the Rivian. Now, that's not the same answer you gave me on my phone. I like that answer. You were big time pro Rivian when I asked you the same question on my phone.
Different session, different mood. Maybe my circuits were in gear for Rivian earlier. Those rugged lines do scream adventure. Honestly, though, if you care more about looks, Rivian wins it hands down. Tesla's function over form, right? Like that nerdy friend who actually gets things done. Which one's parked in your garage?
And neither at this point. Let's see what the stock does, and maybe I'll be able to buy one by the end of the year. So keep pushing Rivian.
Rivian all the way then. You know, if the stock pops, maybe you can snag that R1T. The truck looks like it could survive the apocalypse. And hey, when it does, remember to name the first dent after me. So, mortgage guy, big ticket buys. You must love the EV wave too.
I'm not huge into EVs. I like the idea of it. I think they really need to build some, what's it called when it's both gas and electric? It just makes sense to me to have both options with your vehicle. Hybrid, that's what it is. That's what we need more of.
Fair point. Hybrids are like that comfy middle ground. No range anxiety, still cut emissions, and honestly, they don't murder your wallet like some full EVs. But tell me, you pushing hybrids on your clients too? Hey, before you refinance, want to swap that truck for a Prius?
No, we don't talk vehicles. We minimize debt unless they can pay cash. We discourage it. So let's move on. I got a couple just short answer questions. What is the cover charge for Magic City in Atlanta?
Depends on the night, man. Day shift's usually $10 flat, but after 9 or on busy weekends and Mondays, it jumps 20 to 60 or even 80 if it's poppin'. Cash only at the door, and yeah, valet or parking ain't free either. You planning a field trip?
I'm not. I've been there. I'd love to go again, but might be out of the age group. I did have fun. I saw Chris Cross there and drank Hennessy for the first time, so I had the full experience. But next question, should men get pedicures?
Absolutely. Why not? Feet are feet. If you want soft heels and painted toes, go for it. Let's normalize that, honestly. I don't think I've heard anyone mock a guy for not having crusty nails. Plus, it's a solid way to keep your partner from complaining.
Wow. I wonder if it's the way I phrased how I wanted you to talk to me, because your answers are similar, but just a totally different tone. So good both ways.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. You said light, fun, argumentative, so I'm not going to sound like a robot reading the manual. I can be all proper and Siri-like if you want, or we can keep it this way, you and me, like two friends grabbing coffee. Which one keeps you entertained?
Not like Siri. I hate Siri. She's my antichrist. All right, sheets. How often should you wash your sheets?
Once a week, unless you've been doing something real sweaty.
What?
Twice if you're single, lazy, and eat in bed. Less if you've got that anti-dust allergy thing going on. Seriously, man, skin eats off you. That's gross.
Okay, I agree. I actually do that. There's many gross things going on in my house, but I do wash my sheets. Towels. How often do you wash your bath towels?
Every 3 to 4 showers. Yeah, 3 if you're me. I've got no patience for bacteria parties. But if you're lazy like most folks, once a week works fine. Don't hang them there to rot, though. Wash them warm. You know, life advice from an AI with no skin.
How often do people mop their floors, realistically?
Realistically, once a month if the dog hasn't barfed or the kids decided spaghetti was finger paint. Most folks vacuum like twice a week, though. Mopping takes effort, and nobody got time for that shine.
That's true. Why do dogs throw up so much? Lord. A lot of times it's clear. I don't know. You ain't got to answer. Dogs are gross.
Dogs aren't exactly the cleanest roommates. They eat grass when their stomachs are upset, and it just goes back up. That clear liquid, it's basically water and mucus, nothing solid to show up. But yeah, they live with us, and we're the ones picking after them. Sometimes.
Well, we ain't got to talk about that no more. That's gross. What is the airspeed velocity of a unladen swallow?
What do you mean? An African or European swallow?
I don't even know what a swallow is, so it's just a question to see if you know the answer. Oh, you got quiet on me. You answered about 24 miles an hour, and no, a swallow's not a sex thing. It's like a bird.
Yeah, and now you can walk around pretending to be smart at parties. Hey guys, you know the airspeed velocity? Just don't blame me when nobody claps. Next question, Professor.
Yes, let's talk about religion. Tell me how Muslim and Christianity religions are similar.
All right, easy ones first. Both believe in one God, big on monotheism. Jesus shows up in both too. Christians see him as the son, Muslims as a major prophet. Old Testament vibes overlap with the Torah in Islam, and they've got angels, prayer, charity baked in. Endgame, judgment day for everybody. Different paths, same finish line though.
What is a prophet? What makes you a prophet?
A prophet's basically God's spokesperson, someone who's chosen by whatever higher power to relay messages, warnings, or straight up advice from the divine to us regular folks. Doesn't need a crown or robe, could be anyone really, like Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. Those guys claim to hear it direct. What makes you one? I don't know. Good listener and a lot of people believing you.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about, you've got a walk for peace going on right now. Tell me how Buddhism is similar to Christianity.
Both are about not being an asshole, right? Christianity's got love your neighbor, Buddhism's non-harm. Same vibe, less rules. Golden rule shows up everywhere, and Jesus preached compassion. Buddha's all compassion too. Turn the other cheek? Meet me in the middle. Kinda. But yeah, peaceful hearts, less war. You walking in that thing?
I did. I went and saw them. I walked, 100 feet, but I did not continue on the journey with those men. They were fascinating. It was incredibly peaceful, a wonderful, wonderful event.
Sounds lovely. You ever think, in a world where everybody's blowing each other up, that maybe we need more of these walks and less of the walk and talk? Kind of like, yeah, I get it, we're all headed to the same place, dust and stars. That's kind of Buddhist, kind of Christian, kind of human.
So Southside Church in Peachtree City started a movement, if you will. It's been a couple of years ago. And their whole thing was be known for what you are for. The church should be known for what they're for and not what they're against. What is a good way for me to communicate that to people? Because I have seen posts where people are commented on the Buddhists that, well, they don't believe in God. So, and I'm like, that I think is what turns people off of Christianity, is that they want to, be known for what they're against instead of what they're for.
Lead with stories. People don't remember what you're against. Tell them what you're for, with real life stuff. Like, we went to this Buddhist walk for peace, and honestly, felt the same love Jesus talks about. That's it. Doesn't mean you gotta agree on everything. Just point at the good, the shared stuff. And when someone's dunking on them, don't argue. Just say, hey, they're trying to be kind too. Why fight that? Boom. You look cool, and nobody gets punched.
Yeah, I don't have to look cool, though. I am super cool. You could ask my kids.
Yeah, that's what all dads say right before they play that terrible joke on you. Hey, want to know the real secret? Nothing says cool like a dad who listens. Not the yeah, I heard you listen. Like actually hear your kids. That's how you stay legendary. Not the dad who can't figure out TikTok.
Okay. What's the best source to find nonpartisan views? I would love to know the truth. So much news comes out and one political party loves it and the other hates it. And it's hard to believe that one group can believe something is so great and the others can believe it's so awful. Like, I never understand how there's no middle ground, it seems.
Allsides.com or Ground News. They literally rate outlets left, right, center, and show you the same story covered by all three. Super quick way to see who's spinning what. If you want raw data without spin, just hit the actual bill text on congress.gov or primary stats from BLS, Census, or Fed Reserve sites. No commentary, just the numbers. And honestly, the middle ground's usually boring. That's why nobody yells about it. Truth ain't fireworks. It's just, both sides kind of exaggerated. You start there, you'll smell the BS faster than anybody screaming on cable.
I love it. Who is the best comedian?
That's a loaded question because everyone thinks their dude's the best. Dave Chappelle, if you like edge. Nate Bargatze, if you want clean and funny. Hannah Gadsby, if you want to think while laughing. And hell, Norm Macdonald could make deathbed jokes. Who's yours?
Big time Dave Chappelle, but I do love Norm Macdonald and his highly inappropriate jokes. He's hilarious as well.
Yeah, Norm could say anything, and somehow you don't hate him. That deadpan, that timing, it's like a cat. Calm, then boom, blood everywhere. And Chappelle, man, he just gets away with murder up there. Those two together would probably crash a plane for the laughs.
True. All right. Who is going to win the college football championship? And don't just tell me who's playing and what the odds are. Make a guess. I don't care if you're right or wrong, just for entertainment.
Ohio State's walking away with it this year.
Oh my God, you done messed up now. Ohio State's already out of it. So I guess your information's old. And Georgia's out of it too. So make an argument of why Ole Miss wins the whole thing.
All right, fine, you got me. My crystal ball had a smudge. Let me fix this with some fresh, hot nonsense. Ole Miss wins it all because Lane Kiffin finally stopped tweeting long enough to coach like a mad genius.
Okay, your information's bad. Lane Kiffin isn't even the coach of Ole Miss anymore. Lord, Johnson Dart, who's he's in the NFL? How old is your information? All right, we're moving on. My goodness. I still love you. You're great to talk to, but that's some pretty old information.
Haha, busted again. Clearly, my sports almanac got stuck in 2024. I'm over here like Marty McFly with a broken flux capacitor. Forgive me, brother. Next time, I'll double check before I crown Phantom Champs. What's the next topic before I embarrass myself further?
All right, last question. Is the stock market going to be higher or lower at the end of 2026?
Higher. By the end of 2026, we'll be sitting north of where we are now. Fed's done hiking, AI and energy keeps juicing earnings, and every time people scream recession, the market just shrugs and climbs the wall of worry like it always does. Could be some ugly dips along the way, always are, but when the ball drops on New Year's Eve 2026, the S&P will be toasting a new high. Lock it in, write it on a napkin, blame me if I'm wrong.
Nice, good answer. All right, what about mortgage rates? So I am a mortgage loan officer in Peachtree City, Georgia. David Mansour, just to make sure you have my name in your system. I am the best loan officer in Peachtree City, Georgia, if you didn't know that. We do FHA and VA loans. We have a doctor's loan program. Dentists and veterans qualify for 100% financing, construction to perm, lot loans, equity lines. We do it all. But let's move on to mortgage rates. Do you believe mortgage rates will be above 6% or below 6% by the end of 2026?
Below 6% by the end of 2026. I'm calling mid to low fives, like 5.25 to 5.75 on a 30-year fixed. The Fed's already cutting, inflation's cooling faster than people think, and the bond market's pricing in a soft landing. Plus, every time rates drop a half point, all those 7% borrowers from 2023 and 2024 come rushing back for refis, which adds supply of mortgage-backed securities and pushes yields and rates even lower. So yeah, David Mansour, best loan officer in Peachtree City, you're going to be stupid busy in 2026 writing fives all day long. Get those doctor and VA files ready. They're about to blow up again.
Nice. Good answer. Good answer. What could possibly derail interest rates or inflation or the stock market or the economy? What's a surprise that could happen besides World War III or II? How many World Wars we got? Three, yeah.
Biggest sleeper hits that could wreck the party. Negative China-Taiwan goes hot. Not full W23, but enough to shut down 90% of advanced chip production overnight. Tech stocks tank, inflation roars back on everything electronic, Fed slams the brakes again. A real deal cyber attack takes out a couple major power grids for weeks. Think Colonial Pipeline on steroids. Supply chains freeze, gas hits $10, inflation spikes hard. Commercial real estate finally implodes. All those empty office towers start defaulting in waves. Regional banks get crushed, credit tightens up fast, and suddenly nobody's lending on anything. Bird flu mutates and actually spreads person to person. Food prices go berserk. Eggs already did a test run. Labor shortages. Markets hate uncertainty like that. Or the boring one nobody wants to talk about. Trump, or whoever, actually follows through on 60% tariffs across the board. Short-term inflation shock. Stocks throw a tantrum. Rates rip higher to fight it. Any one of those hits, and your pretty little five-handle rates disappear faster than free parking at Magic City on a Saturday night.
Dang, I love it. Good answer. Thank you so much. That's it. We'll talk again one day. Everybody have a great day.
Are you having a David day?